Jen Alexandra.
Members, Councillor Rowley is going to respond to all of these addresses at the same time, so the members of the public are going to wait at the side whilst that happens.
Hi guys, my name is Jane Alexander. Today I'd like to draw your attention to the experience of just a few people and how they've been affected by the closure of Temple Cowley pools. This is from a parent with a young daughter. I learnt to swim at the previous Temple Cowley pool 35 years ago, and my daughter started to learn to swim at the present TCP when she was 4 months old. We used to go there for lessons every Friday. We live walking distance from TCP. The new pool at Blackbird Leys is miles from us, so now we have to drive. 2 buses each way just is out of the question. Due to lack of time at the pools, the duckling swimming session at the Leys pool is now only half as long, 30 minutes instead of 60, but costs the same price. There are not enough swimming lessons or public swim sessions since both the old Blackbird Leys pool and the Temple Cowley pools were closed. Just building one same-size pool in Blackbird Leys was never going to be enough to replace 2. It is vital that children have swimming lessons and learn to swim. But where are the adults supposed to go? That's why we still need 2 pools in East Oxford, so that there is enough swimming for all. Exercise classes at the Leys are now hugely overbooked, as there are 2 centres worth of people being forced against their will to exercise in one centre. In this day and age, when illness and obesity is such a problem, removing an exercise facility in walking distance for so many people is extremely ill-advised. There is still massive public support for TCP, as the recent poll in the Oxford Mail showed, with 92% in favour of reopening. This is from someone in your elderly target group. I am so grateful that you are continuing to fight against the closure of TCP. On a personal note, since being unable to do my weekly swim at Temple Cowley, the other pools on offer are too far from my home to enable me to use them, my physical health has deteriorated considerably. This is what was expected. Swimming is the only form of exercise that a partially disabled person can do. I am now deprived of it by counsellors who have little idea of the health benefits. They should also realise that they have completely lost my vote, and I will be contributing to the Fighting Fund, and again, thank you so much for your attempts at saving TCP. My own personal experience. I used to exercise and swim 3 times a week, but after TCP closure, I could not swim and use pool exercise classes as I had before. I found Blackbird Leys not open at similar times. My class was now being held in the evening, and not in the swimming pool, but a shallow learner pool. We who choose water-based exercise do it because we need the buoyancy of the water to support us, not to have half our bodies out of the water. It did not work for any of us. We are being sold short. Swimming time for the public is severely reduced by the schools occupying half the pool, and the other half being effectively all deep ends, 2 metres deep. Nowhere to stand or rest when necessary at the end of a length. This makes swimming impossible for many, especially those with health issues who are less confident in the water. Steps are only available by request in advance. This does not give equality to those with disabilities. It is not as if the council didn't know about the lack of steps in the design. I had clearly pointed this out to the council officer at the very first consultation showing of the plans of Blackbird Leys pool. In the first 5 weeks post-TCP closure, I had only managed to swim 7 times total, using Ferry, Blackbird Leys and Barton. My body had become stiffer than before. When I lost my balance whilst crossing the Cowley Road on the 4th of February, I was not agile enough to regain my balance. I smashed into the curb and suffered 5 fractures. This is not only painful, but has limited my ability to exercise even further. It also makes me one-handed, effectively. open, I would be back there now as often as I could, doing exercise and trying to proactively look after myself. I realise, of course, that TCP was not there just for me, but my experience of loss of health from lack of exercise is typical of many of the emails received by the Safe TCP campaign. Many have chosen to live where they do in order to access TCP and feel let down. At the CEB meeting on the 2nd of April, there was a lot of self-praise between officers and councillors for the numbers of people using Blackbird Leys Leisure Centre and the waiting lists for classes. This surely shows the need for more, not fewer, halls and gyms. Other forward-thinking Labour councils up and down the country have seen the benefit of allowing community groups taking over the running of their pools. Oxford Mail has asked the public, and this week sees 92% of Oxford public voting they want to keep TCP. With this from our local press, isn't it time the council now helped TCP CIC to take over and run the Temple County Pools and Fitness Centre for the good of all? Surely now is the time to talk with the Save TCP campaign members to see how we can achieve this for Oxford.